Dear friends, welcome to another episode of Geopolitical News. In this video, we will discuss the significant military support that the United States is providing to Israel during one of the most tense moments in the region. Contrary to what many believe, when the State of Israel was founded in 1948, the United States, fresh from World War II, was primarily focused on the reconstruction of Europe and supporting nationalists in the Greek Civil War, as opposed to the communists. The issue of Israel at that time was largely overlooked and did not attract much attention from American society. As a result, the Arab-Israeli War, launched by a coalition of Arab countries that opposed the partition of Palestine into two states, was faced by an isolated Israel without any form of international material support. In that war, the Israelis used the weapons and ammunition left behind by the British when they left the region. Until the early 1960s, only the United Kingdom and France were significant strategic partners for Israel. This began to change in 1961 with the start of President John F. Kennedy's administration. In fact, prior to Kennedy, Presidents Truman and Eisenhower had imposed a strong embargo on Israel. The United States prohibited the sale of arms, ammunition, and the transfer of defense technologies to Israel. It was President Kennedy who, in 1962, laid the foundation for what would become a powerful military alliance between the United States and Israel. The first step in this alliance was the lifting of the military embargo against Israel, and the second step came in 1963 when the United States began selling arms to Israel. Therefore, a strong bond between these two states began in 1963, a bond that was tested in many Middle East wars, all initiated by Arab coalitions led by Egypt and Syria. Now in 2023, with the alliance between Israel and the United States marking its 60th year and with Israelis facing one of their most challenging moments in decades, the United States has reinforced its ties through public declarations of support, state visits that even included President Biden's presence in a country under heavy terrorist attack. Above all, this has been done through financial and military support. President Biden has requested Congress to release an additional $14 billion for Israel, a sum that will be used by Israel for the acquisition of weapons and ammunition, such as the Iron Dome defense system's Tamir missiles. In terms of direct military support, the United States has spared no effort, sending 2 nuclear aircraft carriers to the eastern Mediterranean. One of them is the USS Gerald Ford, the newest and most modern aircraft carrier in the U.S. fleet. This vessel inaugurated a new class of aircraft carriers, measuring 337 meters in length and with a displacement of over 100,000 tons. It is the largest warship ever built, capable of operating up to 90 aircraft, including fighters, helicopters, transport planes, and early warning aircraft. As usual, it arrived on the coast of Israel as part of its strike group, consisting of a Ticonderoga cruiser and 4 Arleigh Burke destroyers, totaling 482 vertical launchers for anti-air and cruise missiles. Despite the immense naval and aerial power, the United States sent a second nuclear aircraft carrier, the USS Dwight Eisenhower of the Nimitz class. Although older than the Ford, the Eisenhower has the same aerial projection capacity, arriving in the eastern Mediterranean alongside a cruiser and 3 destroyers. In these 2 strike groups alone, the United States has an impressive force of over 150 aircraft and nearly 800 anti-air and cruise missiles. But that's not all. The United States also sent the USS Bataan LHD-5 and the USS Carter Hall LSD-50 to the coast of Israel. The USS Carter Hall is an amphibious dock landing ship capable of carrying up to 15 armored amphibious vehicles with up to 500 Marines. The USS Bataan is an amphibious assault ship of the Wasp class, often seen as a mini aircraft carrier with a displacement of over 40,000 tons, capable of operating a wide range of aircraft depending on its mission. For example, it can operate up to 20 F-35B vertical takeoff and landing fighters for maritime control missions, and up to 22 MV-22B Osprey aircraft for amphibious assault missions, each capable of carrying up to 32 soldiers or up to 15 tons of cargo. In addition to its aviation capabilities, the USS Bataan also has a well deck from which it can deploy more than 10,000 Marines, along with armored vehicles and artillery, a force known in the United States as an Expeditionary Marine Detachment. In addition to this massive naval and aerial presence in the Mediterranean, the United States also sent 2 destroyers to the Red Sea, one of which, the USS Carney, intercepted 4 cruise missiles and various drones launched by Iran via Houthi rebels in Yemen. The goal of all these naval and aerial assets is to show Iran and its client states and groups such as Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria, and various pro-Iranian groups in Syria, that any attack against Israel will be met with a response not only from Israel, but also from the United States. This is Washington's way of telling Iran not to dare. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support us. Until next time.